Okay. Learned something new today. Something I'm gonna start experimenting with. I went ahead and drew in a fib on GBPUSD. I was trying to figure out when I'm gonna get out on this, um, and I made an adjustment based on reading the chart and also using fib levels. So first, let me redraw all this for you guys. Um, I've got it set up in a new way now. So this is the position. You guys saw the position. My actual target was down here, so to support. But then I started looking at how we're kind of decelerating, and I noticed that the tails aren't really like reaching down too far. We barely might have touched it here, but it wasn't enough to trigger a exit, so that's fine. So I was kind of wondering, all right, where are we going? I'm looking at this and I see a very clear leg that I can measure, fib leg. I can measure here. So I decided to go ahead and do it. Um, use a regular fib, and I started all the way back here. This is the original drawing, and then I went down to the bottom of the leg. It looks something like this. So one of the things I did in settings to get to where we're at now is I went in and added the extended levels. After comparing it to the fib extension and getting it to line up completely. But in order to do that, I had to actually put it in reverse. I had to reverse, um, I guess, the standard layout of a fib. So the standard layout looks like this. So maybe it's not so much that I needed to reverse it. It's just that I am in a habit of drawing it this way from top to bottom. Maybe I really need to draw it from bottom to top. And so, I don't know if that's a reason or whatnot, but maybe it is, and maybe we draw the same exact line, but we start differently. I'm still learning to use this thing and understanding how it really is going to work and what it looks like for me. So keep that in mind. So I'm going to start down here on this one and go all the way over here. So now, yeah, I'm still where I want to be. One of the problems here, though, is I don't feel like my fib levels are lined up as well as they could be, point blank. And so when I saw this, I said, you know what? I think that this fib level, what could I do to move this fib level down and maybe get a little bit more play and more information out of this? Possibly. And the first thing I did is I said I can move to the actual beginning of the move and measure from there. So it's really going to be this candle or this candle. So just looking at it, let's see if it makes any difference to move it all the way down here. Kinda. Now we're a little bit closer to where we probably should be on this. But the price target is saying a lot right now, and that's what I'm most interested in, particularly right now and how I'm using it. So that said, if I move it down even further, what do I see? It's not as clean as I really like it to be. Now we're talking about 414 being like where we're at, but the price action itself is kind of not necessarily playing on this line. It kind of is actually. So if I really wanted to, my profit target should adjust at this point. It should come up a little bit because even if you're looking at this objectively, my support is actually below 414. I want to be at least on top of 414 right here, right? So now I got 183. Okay. Now, what I opted for at the beginning of this video, before I started making these adjustments, I opted for a profit target that looks like this at 272, and I'm okay with that. I'd rather just get out, take my profit, keep it moving. Okay, 162 is where I am. Yeah, I miss out on some profit, but I'm not really worried about maximizing profit all the time. What I am interested in is getting out before there's another barrier that might keep me from making a profit. So for me right now, 272, this is where I'm at for to get out of this trade. I'm gonna leave it here. This is what it is. This is how I'm using Fib now, right? This is what I'm deciding to do. Again, just so you guys know, this is what this looks like. This is how my color codes are set up. You can screenshot this, pause the video and screenshot it. I've got the 1272 and I've got the 1414 extended levels in there that are showing on my regular Fib retracement. Regular just Fib retracement. No reverse. I didn't want to do that. It's confusing for me. That's just a personal decision. And so I can draw from present to the past. And so present, low level, and then up to the past of this leg. So I measured just this part. You guys can see it right here. From here to here is what I just measured. Sorry, my line sucks. I'm not an art student, but I am an artiste at this trading shit. Y'all shouldn't let me get started. Anyways, that's what I got. Get rid of this shit. That's what I got, and that's what I'm doing. Hopefully this is beneficial to somebody. Fib is pretty tricky. For me, this is super important piece of being a good trader. All right, peace.